Yo, what's going on, guys? It's JMass, and I'm back again with another dope New England adventure. So before I get into today's abandoned location, I just want to give you guys a quick little story about how I got to this place. So last weekend, on Saturday to be specific, I was up in New Hampshire in the Keene area. I was filming a video at an abandoned location, and it didn't really go so well, so I ended up scrapping the video. But while I was up there, I was like, I gotta find a new spot, because I didn't want to just have driven all the way there and then give up, you know what I mean? The problem was I had time commitments that day, so I had very limited time while I was up there. So I'm looking on my phone, trying to find locations, and then I find this really cool abandoned mill about an hour away from where I was. And I was really torn. On one end, I really wanted to just go up and film it. I'm like, oh, this looks so cool. It was a spot I never heard of before. But the problem was I had something to do that day. So I was like, I'm gonna do it next weekend. So here I am 1 weekend later on Saturday, and I made my way back up, actually came here this time, and look where I am, an abandoned mill. Specifically, I'm at the Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire, a small town right nearby the Vermont border. So the Hartford Woolen Mill is an interesting one because if you also remember last weekend, I was at the Iron Horse Park in Billerica. Now that place is pretty famous for being an EPA Superfund site, which pretty much means there were a lot of hazardous chemicals and materials there that the Environmental Protection Agency actually had to take out to clean up the site. Well, ironically, twice in a row, I am at another site that was once cleaned up by the EPA for hazardous waste and materials. I swear that was not planned. I didn't even know until recently. This isn't a Superfund site specifically, but this was cleaned up by the EPA and the state of New Hampshire for housing a lot of hazardous waste and materials. So let's hope I don't get too sick from all this twice in a row, you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm at the Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire. The details about this are kind of murky because some people are saying this is a 19th century mill, from the 1800s. Some people are saying this was built in 1930. So I can't find any concrete evidence on when this was built. I sort of lean towards 19th century. It does give off vibes of an 1800s textile mill. But nonetheless, I do know this thing was officially handed over to the state in the year 2000. But from 1996 to 2003, it was actually operated on by the state of New Hampshire for hazardous waste cleanup. So anyways, this has been abandoned for at least 20 years. And we're going to explore today the Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire. I'm really excited. Again, this is a place I found out about last weekend, came this weekend. Apologies for the longer intro, just want to tell you all that. But anyways, we're going to get right into it, the Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire. I'll give you guys more history and background information as we explore. As always, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, @JMassOfficial. That's @JMassOfficial. Every time I go exploring and sightseeing and traveling, I'm always posting on Instagram, and you can also reach out to me there. And don't forget to subscribe to the JMass channel. I'm always exploring New England, doing urbex. Love that kind of stuff. But let's get right into it. All right, guys, let's get right into it. The Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire. Now, right off the bat, in this main area where I filmed the introduction, you'll notice that there is a lot of industrial machinery and equipment still left behind, which is actually pretty unusual for an abandoned mill. I've been to a lot of abandoned mills and factories, and they're usually completely gutted. All of the equipment's been removed or stolen or whatever. But apparently the Hartford Woolen Mill still has a lot of its machinery left behind. I do want to reiterate, as I've said in past videos, if you guys know what any of this equipment is, please let me know, because I'm not so skilled and intelligent in the world of industrial machinery and equipment. So if you guys know what any of these things are, please let me know in the comments. I would be interested to know exactly what I'm looking at. But for reference, this was a textile mill, worked with fabric, cotton, cloth, wool, all that kind of stuff. So I assume these were probably for that sort of thing, but maybe this mill did have other obligations. Not sure. We also got a lot of wood planks right here, you'll see tons of scrap wood just sitting here. Again, more equipment. And as always in a lot of these locations, lots of graffiti, which I have to admit, it looks really pretty. I did read online that the Hartford Woolen Mill has sort of become an unofficial graffiti art gallery for a lot of locals. Pretty cool. I do like seeing beautiful graffiti at abandoned locations, as long as it doesn't ruin the location. So, to give you a little brief history and backstory on this place, again, the details of its inception and creation are sort of murky. Some people say the 19th century is when it was created. Others say it was founded in 1930. Again, I lean towards the 1800s. But I do know that in 1949, John C. Cone assumed ownership of this place and operated it as a working mill until 1960, when a man named Christy Ambargus ended up purchasing it. And he owned it until his death in 1996, when his wife assumed ownership. She ended up relinquishing control to the state of New Hampshire. And ever since then, the state of New Hampshire has officially owned it since the year 2000. And I did mention earlier that from 1996 to 2003, there was a huge cleanup, which I believe was funded by the EPA, but mostly worked on by the state of New Hampshire. Another slight issue with this place right now, at least, is there's a lot of snow. I actually had to wade through deep snow to get here. We had a really bad nor'easter a few days ago. So I'm hoping the snow doesn't impede my exploration too much. You'll see there's snow everywhere. Worst case scenario, I'll just revisit in the summer, do a redux video, but I still think we're gonna have a great time, and yeah, let's get exploring. All right, I'm currently making my way over to this end of the mill. Again, I want to stress how deep this snow is. Like, it really snowed a lot here in Newport. Looks like there was a pretty cool tunnel or something down here. You know, maybe a little later we'll try to see if we can get down there. There's so much snow. Let's see what's inside here. Ooh, check this out. Just squeeze through. This floor looks a little sketchy. I don't know how I feel about that. Though it looks like we can actually go down there. It's pretty cool. Maybe what we'll do is stick to the top floor for now, and then check out the bottom floor later. A lot of stuff still left behind though. I got a lot of little belts. I assume those are conveyor belts or machine belts. Damn, a lot of stuff left behind here. That's another shot of the exterior of the Hartford Woolen Mill. Ooh, check this out, guys. This is really cool. A lot of piping. You know, I have noticed too, the structural integrity of this place is actually pretty bad. There's a lot of structural damage. I mean, you'll notice a lot of the bricks have been destroyed or fallen out. Parts of the mill are just completely collapsed or caved in. I mean, even this area I did briefly show earlier. Check that out. I don't know if there was like a fire here. Well, there probably was. The roof is all charred. I assume there was a huge fire here at some point, but it looks like the roof just completely caved. Pretty sketchy. Okay, I think we're gonna cross this beam really quick. See what's going on over here. It's a pretty big location. Wasn't expecting it to be this big. I'm gonna quickly turn on my flash for you guys and we'll keep exploring these darker areas. Okay guys, got my flash on, although this is a pretty small room. But there's another piece of industrial equipment right here. Again, please let me know in the comments if you know what this was. I assume it's some sort of tank. I mean, there is piping here, so this might just be a maintenance room. You know, a heater or something, not sure. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh wow, there's an upper level too. I did notice when I came in that there was a chimney that people had actually graffitied, and I was like, how are people getting up to the chimney? So we might be able to do that. More equipment. I'm gonna be honest, this is way bigger than I expected. When I looked online, there wasn't too much about it online, and there were only a limited number of pictures, and it made it look smaller than it actually was. This is actually a huge spot. Wow, there's so many rooms here. Another thing I just realized I forgot to mention. If you're wondering how this mill got its power, we're actually not too far from a river, the Sugar River to be specific. The Hartford Woolen Mill got its power from the nearby Sugar River in Newport, New Hampshire. There are actually a few other mills along the Sugar River. There's another one that doesn't really seem abandoned that I drove by earlier. Wow, this is cool. Okay, check this out, guys. So there's a plank right here. We could either go up that way or we could take the stairs. Look at that. Harry Potter lives here. I don't know, Harry Potter. If you live here, you kind of got a messy crib. Let's go up here and see what's going on. Making my way up the stairs. You will notice too, some snow has gotten in this factory, you know, from openings in the roof and the ceiling. So it's like you have no snow anywhere. And there's just a big lump of it right here. Pretty crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of machinery and equipment here. I'm really surprised by that. And as I mentioned, a lot of people use this place for graffiti art, you know, displaying their artistic work. Ooh, look at this, guys. Check this out. This is actually peering through a little window right here. You peer through, and you got this big area. That's huge. I think we actually have to climb that plank I saw earlier. Do you remember? Yeah, this one. I thought that those staircases I just took, I thought those stairs would bring us up, but I guess not. Though, speaking of stairs, someone kindly put a ladder right here for us to get up to the roof. Normally I would be a little suspect, but I'm really interested about getting up there, so I'm gonna give it a try. Let's see, can I film while I climb up? Oh, is this tight? Wow, we're getting up on the roof of the Hartford Woolen Mill. And there's the chimney. Okay, guys, I don't want to spend too much time up here on the roof because, number one, there's so much snow. And number two, I don't know where all of the roof is like caved in and collapsed. Like, if I walk right there, am I walking on a sturdy roof or one that's gonna cave under me? So I'm not really gonna go waltzing around on top of here, but I did want to show you a little glimpse of what it looks like. Right over there is the Sugar River I was mentioning. That's where the Hartford Woolen Mill actually harnessed its power from. This is the massive caved in area, which again, I assume had a fire that caused that. And then of course you got the smokestack or the chimney right here. When I pulled in, I saw graffiti right there. I was like, how the fuck did people get up here? But this is how. A precarious ladder placed here through a opening in the roof. Pretty cool though. It is a cool sight. All right, guys, so I just climbed up that plank that they left for us. This is that big room I showed you a second ago. Very cool, and I'm excited to go down there. But it actually looks like there's a little room we can also peer into here. I don't know if there's too much going on in here. It does look pretty small. Oh, is that another? Crossed over the snow. Oh, I thought that was another staircase. What is this? Some sort of shaft. I wonder if this used to be like a chimney. But it's weird, some sort of shaft right there. Pretty cool. Let's peek out here one more time. The beautiful Sugar River, right in the middle of Newport. Actually, quite a bit of good graffiti too. Watch my step. Yeah, very cool. Let's go down here. I'm really interested to see this room. All right, we made it. The ground level of this big room, which I have to assume must have been the main room. Or I shouldn't say room. I'm sure this was the main operations level where they actually worked with a lot of equipment and machinery, you know, to produce textiles and fabrics and wool. Now there's stuff everywhere here. I mean, there's wood, there's bricks, there's trash, scrap metal, glass, you know what I mean? Not to mention all of the water that's dripping down, which has become ice. So we do have to be pretty cautious walking around this location. Not super safe. What is all this? This, I assume, is where the river came in. Because you will notice if I peer out here really briefly. Sugar River right there again. Not too far away. I wonder if they had like a water wheel or something. The graffiti art here is really cool. I like this. I know I say this all the time. When it comes to graffiti art at abandoned locations, for me, I'm more forgiving if there's like effort and quality put into the work. And a lot of the graffiti art I've noticed at this Hartford Woolen Mill is gorgeous. Or at least there's a lot of time and effort put into it. You know what I mean? Like this right here I like. That's pretty cool. I mean, how are you gonna hate on that, you know? But then it's like when you have people just writing obscenities and slurs, and it's like, that's disgusting. I don't want to see that. I like it when it's like artistic, you know, effort put into it. And I do see a lot of that here. Also, the roof, again, a lot of the roof is open and exposed to the elements, although this roof does seem a little sturdier than the roof we saw earlier. So at least there's some structural integrity here. Kind of interested to see what's out here. I do know the grounds of this location also have a lot of other things to see. You can briefly see it from here, but I don't know if you guys can tell. There's like a bunch of, I don't even know what those are. I actually thought they were oil drums at first, but there's like a bunch of weird little structures over there. I'm kind of interested to see later. Oh, very bizarre, but very, very cool. So while I really am enjoying my exploration of this place, and this is a really unique site, I do have to admit this would be a lot better suited for exploration in the summertime or the spring. A lot of frozen snow and ice everywhere. And there's also a ton of water just dripping from the ceiling. I've gotten water, you know, droplets all over me from that. But still, not complaining. Really amazing spot. All right, let's see what's down here. Got some more rooms we can check out. Got some doors just sitting here, lying on the ground. Let's cross over. Little fireplace. Actually, this is the shaft that we saw earlier. We looked down. So, I don't know. Maybe at one point it was like a pulley system, I wonder. Like a pulley for materials to go up to the second floor. And then we're gonna walk on all of this wooden debris, these doors and frames. And we got another little room right here. Pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of scrap wood, I've noticed. A lot more scrap wood than scrap metal. Oh, was that a ghost? I don't know, but that door just opened. Probably wind. Yeah, this is the outside. Very cool. All right, let's go see the other end of the mill, see what they got going on. I believe the other end is a lot more damaged than this side, so I'm hoping it's not too bad. I do want to check it out. All right, guys, so about this area right here, I just want to briefly mention, I tried looking around to see if, you know, there was a way I could get in here, and there really isn't. You'll notice there are a few like support beams and pieces of flooring that are still left intact, but there was no way to really get out there without risking injury. So I'm just gonna have to show you this from afar, which I think it's fine because this whole room is pretty destroyed anyways. I couldn't find any record of a fire here. I'll do some more research when I edit this video, and list below when there was a fire, if there was, or if it's at least documented, but definitely looks like this was destroyed by a fire. The roof is just completely collapsed, so this area of the mill is just completely fucking destroyed. So not much to see anyways, just wanted to briefly show you and let you know I probably won't be exploring this area. I think the only spot we have left in the mill is actually the underside, you know, the basement level. So I do want to go down there. Let's check that out. And we are off. Making my way down these very sketchy stairs into this very sketchy basement. Literally looks like something a serial killer would use to put his victims. So not too happy about being down here. I'm joking, I'm sure I'm fine. Yeah, I got another huge machine right here. Tank right here. Actually, this is a lot smaller of a room than I expected. Although, yeah, I don't know, this looks like a dead end. I thought this would snake through the whole complex. Maybe it just kind of stops. Not too much actually down here. Yeah, I thought this would go underneath the entire complex. You know, like a big labyrinth of basement. Maybe not. Maybe I have to find another way down below the other side. I don't know, it's fine. Let's see. So if I remember correctly, there was a way to get down to the basement level from here. Oh yeah, right here. Although the question is, how sturdy is it? Doesn't look very sturdy. Let me see if I can at least show you guys. It's like a bunch of tires down there. What about on this side? Oh, maybe actually this side. I'm trying to be really cautious because you have, like, you know, rusty nails sticking out, rotten wood, rocks, scrap metal. I mean, look at that shit. So I'm trying to be, like, really cautious about where I step. Last thing I need is tetanus, you know what I mean? All right. I think we, yeah, made our way down. Perfect. Got another little oil drum right there. Damn, all right, that was precarious. Yeah, I got a lot of tires right here. More graffiti. This is the area I couldn't make it into. The area that was probably destroyed by a fire. You know, the big collapsed area. Does look like at one point there was also a basement down here, although that's completely inaccessible to me right now. So here's the thing, there was, actually, is there a way to get over there from here? No, there's not. Well, there was another basement level I saw. It was actually that little tunnel we saw at the beginning of the video. I don't really know how to get there without jumping down, you know what I mean? I'll look, I might try, if not, I'll just show you guys from the top, but I am gonna try to make my way down there. Let's see if we can do it. This is that other basement I was talking about, right here. And then the tunnel itself is right over here. Just have to cross over this giant lump of snow. The issue is I don't see a way to get down there without jumping. And even if I do that, I don't know how I'm gonna get back up. So I think I might just show you guys from above. Doesn't look like there's too much down there anyways, to be honest. Just a lot more scrap wood and metal and stuff. But yeah, that's the other basement right there. And then I'm gonna show you the tunnel end really briefly. Let's just walk over there. Just gotta squeeze past this pipe. And this is the tunnel right here. So I don't really see a way to get down there other than jumping, but it's not like we're missing much. I mean, you just saw it anyway, so. Plus, I would have to cross through all that snow. I think I'm good. So one other thing I really want to check out quickly, and this will probably be the last thing we're going to explore in this video, are these really weird structures right here, which I don't know what they are yet. Before we go over, I do want to say two things. Number one, this is the exterior of the mill. The lighting might make it kind of tough to see, and I apologize for that. But this is the exterior of the Hartford Woolen Mill. Pretty cool. The other thing I want to say is this snow fucking sucks. This snow is so deep. I was walking, you know, as normal, and then I just sunk completely in, like, up to here. Crazy how deep the snow is. But we did just have a pretty bad nor'easter last week, so not too surprised. So anyways, I have no idea what this stuff is. When I was far away, I thought they were like oil drums or something. Really not sure. If you guys know what they are, please let me know. I'll go up close to one to give you a little view. It looks like they're, whoa, the snow. Looks like it's concrete, like not triangles, concrete pyramids or cones, like these concrete pyramids just stacked in the woods. So bizarre. This is the kind of shit you see people, you know, make YouTube videos about, like, oh, this is a sign of the Illuminati. You know what I mean? That's kind of what this reminds me of. It is strange, to say the least. Genuinely no clue what these are. This is probably something I have to come back when the snow's cleared and really take a look at. But yeah, if you guys know what these strange structures are, I would love to know. Very bizarre. You know, guys, this is kind of random, but I gotta say, this place really gives me the vibes of being like a set for a rap video, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a New England rapper and you're looking for a spot to film your next rap video, this is perfect, you know what I mean? You can be like, yo, my name is J Mass and my skills are exploring mills, you know, that kind of thing. Dude, that would go hard, honestly. If you're a rapper, come here. Hartford Woolen Mill's got you set for a cool rap video setting, I'm telling you. All right, I'm on the outside of the Hartford Woolen Mill and, you know, just did a walk around, wading through the deep snow, and I believe this is the last part that I haven't explored yet, which appears to me to be like a big garage, completely covered in graffiti with some sort of giant tank right here. So I'm just gonna walk in briefly, see what they got going on. Yeah, it's like a big tank right here. Another bizarre machine. And of course, if you ever come here and you're feeling really tired and you need a rest, they got a lovely couch for us. I mean, why wouldn't you want to sit on this thing? This is just practically inviting you to come sit on it. Of course, I'm being sarcastic, I have to say. Who knows how many fucking needles are poking out of this thing, so. This is pretty cool. Yeah, definitely a garage. I assume they had trucks and stuff pull in here. Graffiti, as always, at the site has been very nice. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But yeah, I believe this is the last site. As I said, I walked around the mill. I think that's about it. Hey, thank you guys again for joining me. I've been J-Mass as always, and this has been another dope New England adventure for the books. Of course, we explored Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire today. This is an abandoned mill, likely from the 19th century, though some people say 1930. We do know it was handed off in 1949, then again in 1960, and then again in 1996, where it eventually became state-owned property in 2000. This did undergo an extensive cleanup from 1996 to 2003, removing lots of hazardous waste and chemicals and materials. But it's a really cool spot. I love exploring abandoned mills and factories, and this has easily been one of the coolest ones, primarily because it has so much leftover machinery and equipment. There's a lot to see here. Also a lot of gorgeous graffiti if you're into the street art scene. They have a lot of cool stuff here. Yeah, Hartford Woolen Mill in Newport, New Hampshire. Would highly recommend coming here, though I would not highly recommend coming here in the winter. This is definitely a summer or spring activity because your boy's boots in pants are just covered in snow, and I didn't bring an extra pair of socks. Anyways, I've been JMass as always. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. I always post there. You can also reach me out there. Don't forget to subscribe to the JMass channel if you're into urban exploration, exploring New England, and hopefully soon beyond. And yeah, I've been JMass as always. Hartford Woolen Mill, Newport, New Hampshire. See you later.